Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss about list in C++. List in C++ is also a container like other container in HTML like for example vectors, DQ forward listing. So list in C++ is a bidirectional container which insert element in non-continuous manner, and whenever in C++ we talk about list we are talking about a double linked list. So there is a question rise, why we study or why we use list instead of vectors or other containers in C++. So there is a reason, because the insertion and deletion operations or removing element here, there, and here is very fast as compared to in other containers like vectors, DQ, or forward list. So now we are going to see the representation of first we are going to see the representation of a list, representation of a double linked list in C++, and thereafter we take an example to show how insertion operation in a list is faster than the insertion operation in vector. So let's go and see the representation of double linked list. So this is a representation of a double linked list in double linked list. So there is a head pointer, there is a head which is pointing to the first node of the double linked list. As the name suggested, double, so it has a two pointer. First pointer is this and second pointer is this. First pointer is known as next pointer, and this pointer is known as the previous pointer, and here our data is stored. Fine. So each node in double linked list has two pointer. The forward pointer is known as next pointer, and the backward pointer is known as a previous pointer. So let's see how to insert element between two nodes. So we are going to insert a node between 2 and 3. So here is a node with value 8. So what we have to do to insert a node with value 8 between to node 2 and node 3? So what we need to do, we just need to adjust the positioning of the pointers. So what positioning or what adjustment we have to done? What we do is the next pointer of node 2 is now pointing to no previous pointer of node 8 instead of pointing to the previous pointer of node 3. So this connection is got lost, and the previous pointer of node 8 is now pointing to the next pointer of node 2, and in a similar way the previous pointer of node 3 is now pointing to node 8 instead of pointing to the node 2. So this connection is also goes out, and the next pointer of node 8 is now pointing to the previous pointer of node 8, and here node 8 is inserted between node 2 and 3. As you saw, we have to perform only 4 operations which take almost a constant time. So now let's see how to insert an element, how insertion in vector take place. So here is a vector 1 2 3 one, two, three, four, five. Sorry. This is five. This is sorry. Here this. No, six. So now here we have to insert a element 4 between 3 and 5, because obviously 4 is missing. So what vector does do internally? So what vector does is first it create a vector, an empty vector. Then it copy first three element 1 2 3, and then it insert 4, and then again it copy 5 and 6 there. And then after copying all element and inserting, and then after copying all element and inserting 4, it destroy the old vector, and here the new vector created, which also and here is a old vector, is a new vector contain created, which also contain element 4. So as you saw, in insertion in vector take place more time, as there are many function, many things we have to do. First we have to create a new vector, then copying the first element, then insert 4, then again copying 5 6, and then doing all the other operations. We have to delete the old vector at last. So as you saw, there are many operation. It is obvious that it take more time. So it is obvious the insertion time in vector take more as compared to the insertion time in list. So this is an example to show why the insertion in list is faster than the insertion in vectors or any other containers. So now let's see how to create a vector and some general or commonly used methods of vector. So before we are going to you are going to use vector list in C++, you have to first include the list header file in this, because the hash include list, because list is defined in this header file. So now let's get a list. So what this line does, this line create a list with length 0. Now again create another list. We are going to create another list 2. So what does this lender? It creates a list with size 3 as element 5, 6 and 7. So as you saw, we have created two lists, list 1 which is a length 0 list, and list 2 which contain 5, 6 and 7. Now let's insert some element in list 1. So we are going to use a push underscore back function, which is used to insert element in list. So now let's go and insert some element in list 1. Let's push back, insert 2, list 1 dot push back, insert 3, list 1 dot push back, insert 4. So you saw that we have inserted 3 element 2, 3 and 4 in list 1. So now how to display list on output. So for display a list on output console, for it we need an iterator. So we are going to make an iterator, a reference operator. This is for list 1. So first we are going to print list 1, then thereafter we are going to display list 2. So we are going to use for loop itr equal to list 1 dot begin. So what list 1 dot begin does, it provides a reference to the first element of the list 1, and how long the for loop will work until unless we reach the last element of the list. So list 1. Okay. Also, what that this line does, list 1 dot end, it provides a reference to the last element of the list 1, reference of last element of list 1. So at last we are implementing iterator. So now print cout the list. So here we so now we are going to save the code and run the code. So as you saw, the content of list 1 is display 2, 3 and 4. So now we are going to display list 2. So for list 2 we need another iterator. We need to create another iterator. Alright. So instead of again writing, we copy the code. So here we create a process to display list 2. So and we are going to add and to differentiate the two list. So save the code, and so here you saw that we got a content of list 1, 2, 3, 4, and we also got the content of list 5, 6 and 7. now now we are going to use some another function. So how can we reverse this? So there is a fun this is there any function to reverse the list? Yes, there is a method called reverse to reverse the list. So it is very simple. In order to reverse the list, we have to just do this list one dot IDR reverse. It reverses the list one, and as you saw that it reversed the content of the list 1 from 234 to 4321 2, and it also reversed the content of list 2 as 7 6 and 5. So it is very easy, so I am just commenting it, commenting it as. Now with some other method how to sort list. So there is also a function called sort to sort the list. So it is also very simple. List one dot sort, that's sort. List one is got sorted, and for list two is also similar. List two dot sort. Saving the code and again running the code. As you saw, list are already sorted, and so as you saw, the list are occurring in a sorted manner. Sorted manner. So I'm again going to again commenting with sorting lines. So there are some methods. So sometimes we require to merge to list or merge to arrays. So how can we do? So they for this there is also a function called merge to merge to list. So it is also very simple. We have to do just list one dot merge list two. What it does, it merge list one and list two. So for the clarity of output, I'm just commenting these three lines. Here you saw that the two lists got merged as 2, 3, 4 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we merge the two lists by using the merge. We can merge two lists by using merge function. So we are going to call this merge. So how to delete some element from list. So we can delete some element. We can delete element from back, from front, also, and from middle also. So first we saw how to delete element from front. So we use in order to delete element from front, we need to use the function pop front. So list one dot pop underscore front. So what does this do? What does this line do? Um, this line does this line pop the first element of a list one. So let's save the code and run the code once again. So here we saw that the first element of the list one is go away, and only 3 and 4 is left. And the list 2 is also displayed as normal. So we use so in order to delete the first element, we use a pop front. And so how can we remove the last element? So we can delete last element by using pop back. So list one dot pop underscore back. So what does it do? As you know, it pop back the last element of the list one. So save the code and again run the code. So as you saw that the first two element are present, but the last element of the list one is 4 is goes away. So here is the output. As you saw, it pop out the last element of list one. So here we saw that how to pop the front element or the back element of the list one. So now how can we remove the middle element or some second or fourth element in a list? So in order to do that, there is a function called remove. So it is also very simple, list one dot rem remove. So we have to give in the parentheses we have to give the value of the value only which we want to remove. So I want to remove 3. So save the code and run the. As you saw that that from list 1 3 is deleted and 2 and 4 is always only present. So in order to remove any element from any index, we use list dot one dot remove function. So these are the remove functions, delete function, sorry, delete function. So here we saw some of the method of list, and see how to create a list, how to display a list. So that's all from our side. There are many functions in the list. So if someone want to explore more, you can go to the CPP reference. Want to deep dive in the method of a list, you can go to CPP reference list. Here in this website you can read all methods, templates of list, and a deep dive into the list methods. Here are the codes present, the method merge, remove. We saw pop back, pop push front, push back. This some of the function we already saw, and if someone want to read about or know about more function, you can see. From my side, that's all. Thank you for watching the video.